What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions, and I'm here with my full card predictions for UFC Vegas 20. I'm pretty sure it's 20. Good card, man. I love the main event. I love I don't know if it's the co-main event. It should be the co-main event, but it is what it is. There's two really good fights on this card that I really, really like. And the whole card is pretty decent. But yeah, we start off the show with the first fight of the night. Ronnie Lawrence versus Vince Cachero. Ronnie comes in 6-1, fights out of Nashville, Tennessee, age 28, height 5'8", and reaches 70.5. Vince is 7-3, fights out of Los Angeles, California, age 31, height 5'6", and reaches 68. Most recent win for Ronnie was his Contender Series win over Joe Johnson, and his most recent loss was to Steve Garcia. That was almost 4 years ago on Bellator. Vince, on the other hand, is coming off a loss to Jamal Emmers, and his most recent win was to Marvin Garcia at LFA. He's also in terms of his last five, he's 2-3. His other two losses were to Ludic Sulin via split decision and Casey Kenny via KO. And that's no shame. Casey Kenny's about to fight the GOAT, Dominic Cruz. So it is what it is when it comes to that. This is a really good matchup. I feel like Vince's, I think from the YouTube channel Fight Tips, they make a lot of YouTube videos about, flexibility and, kind of like getting in fight shape basically. I like the YouTube channel. It's awesome. If you want to get like a good workout, or learn how to, box better or do anything better, really, Muay Thai. I think they even do wrestling stuff too, which is dope. And yeah, he comes from that channel. I don't know what kind of income he makes out of that channel. I don't know. But Ronnie Lawrence isn't on YouTube making videos. He's out here grinding. And not saying Vince isn't grinding. I'm not saying it, but it just tells me about their mentalities. And what kind of people they are, I'm assuming Vince Cachero's outgoing and a nice guy. But even said, I remember a few videos ago, he said, like, when I go inside the octagon, I go in there to kill, But outside, I'm a nice guy, which is interesting. But Ronnie Lawrence has looked really, really good. I don't think this is, on Tapology, 90% of people are going with Lawrence. I feel like this is somewhat, I would say the edge goes to Ronnie, but, like, I feel like Vince can take this fight. I really do. I can really see him taking this fight. You know what? I'm gonna go Vince. I'm gonna go Vince Cachero. As much as I don't want to do it, he did fight Jamal Emmers. Jamal Emmers is not a bad guy. Jamal Emmers has a win over Corey Sandhagen. Ronnie looked really good in his last fight. His pacing, his output, all that work looked really good. But I think Vince is coming off a loss. He needs the win bad, so I think he's gonna fight a little harder. But this is Ronnie's kind of UFC debut, so it's a lot of things go into this. But I'm gonna take a dog here, and I'm gonna take Vince Cachero I'm gonna say decision. I'm gonna say he gets it done by decision. Next fight, Montana Del Rosa versus Maria Bueno Silva. It's a good female scrap. Montana Del Rosa comes in 11-6, fights out of Texas, age 26, and a height of 5'7", and reach 68. Silva 7-1, fights out of Brazil, age 29, height 5'6", and reaches 66.5. Montana is obviously coming off a loss to Viviana Ajoro, and her most recent win was against Mara Barella. Silva is coming off a win over Mara Barella via armbar, which was a disgraceful performance by Barella. In my humble opinion, that looked borderline fixed. It looked like a goddamn pro wrestling match in Japan. Like, I was like, what am I watching here? But her most recent loss was to Marina Morozo. So this is a really interesting fight. Two females right here. It's kind of hard to say who I think is really going to win. It's like I don't really see a clear edge. In terms of momentum, I think Silva's coming off a win and Del Rosa's coming off a loss. So that's one thing to look at it. Del Rosa is a lot younger in this matchup, and Silva is a lot older. on Tapology, a lot of 77% of people are going Silva, and 23 is going Del Rosa. She has fought, and as much as you can say, losing to better competition doesn't make you better, but she has fought stiffer competition. She fought Cynthia Calvillo a while back, but before they were both in the UFC, and that girl's like number 5 at flyweight right now. She has a win over Rachel Ostovich. I forgot who else. She fought Mackenzie Dern. That was who I was thinking about. She got submitted by Mackenzie Dern, number 12. I think number 12 or 10 strawweight in the world. She's fought, I feel like, higher competition. I think Silva. Does Silva have a win over Jillian Robertson? I think. Yeah, she does have a win over Jillian, which was 2 years ago, so that was a while back. So she does have that win. But I know I'm gonna be dog hunting this whole card, but I'm gonna regret this one. I feel like I'm really gonna regret it, but I'm gonna go Montana Del Rosa. And I hate using this logic all the time, but she is coming off a loss. Her back is on the corner right now, and I'm gonna take her by decision. I think she gets it done. So, it is what it is. Next up, Alex Caceres versus Kevin Croom. Man, I never would think I'd see Alex Caceres on a 3-fight win streak. Like, it's been a minute, but good on him, man. Caceres is 17-12. Fights out of Miami, Florida, age 32, height of 5'10", and reaches 73.5. Croom is 21-12. Fights out of Missouri, age 33, height 5'11", and reaches 73. So there's not a real big, reach or height disadvantage, just by one really for each category. Caceres is coming off a win over Austin Springer. Austin Springer is the guy that submitted Giga Chikadze, so I think that's actually kind of cool. And his most recent loss was to Crone Gracie via submission. Kevin Croom, even though it's considered a no contest now, he is coming off a submission win over Roosevelt Roberts, but technically his most recent one was against Anderson Hutchinson, and his most recent loss was to John Teixeira in Bellator about almost 2 years ago. It's a year and 10 months ago. So yeah, Caceres is the overall favorite on Topology. 82% is going with him. I think they're going by decision. I like Kevin Croom's chances in this fight. I really do. I don't know if I'm confident enough to go with him. I don't trust Caceres. I really don't. The fact that he's on a 3-fight win streak is surprising to me. I'm just surprised, and one of them is against Chase Hooper. So I'm not too surprised by that, but I don't know. He's on a good run, but I don't really think a lot of the, besides, in terms of, Caceres has been a UFC Fight Night main event guy. He's fought, Yair Rodriguez, who's in the top 5 of the featherweight division. So he's fought stiffer competition. But in terms of who they are, I don't really see a big difference in I wouldn't say skill set, but, as fighters, records and height and all that. So I don't really see a big difference in their, physical attributes. It's all about their skill set. I think Caceres does have a boxing advantage, but he does some things even in the boxing realm. Well, he'll cross his feet, together while he's in his stance. His movement is very awkward. So, there's certain things I don't like about him, but he gets the job done. So I'm gonna take him by decision. I honestly wouldn't blame no one if they go with Kevin Croom to get this done. I do not trust Caceres. I tell you, do not. He's winning, but I wouldn't trust him with your money. Next fight. This is an awesome fight right here. Alonzo Menifield versus William Knight. Alonzo comes in at 9-2. Fights out of Texas, age 33. Height 6 foot and reaches 76. William Knight's 9-1. Fights out of Connecticut, age 32. Height 5'10 and reaches 73.0. So Alonzo does have a 3-inch reach advantage, which is really cool. This is interesting, man. I'm surprised. 70% of Tapology is going with Knight, and 30% is going with Menifield's last 2 losses are to Ovince St. Preux and Devin Clark. Those two guys. Devin Clark had a fight night main event with Anthony Smith. Whatever you want to say about Devin Clark, he has fought. I mean, above, all above kind of competition compared to William Knight. And OSP, a former guy that main evented a pay-per-view against John Jones, has a knockout victory over Corey Anderson. Corey Anderson is a guy that has a win over Glover. I don't want to go on this big tirade about, and it sounds like I'm giving a lesson about MMA math, but I think and he knocked the fuck out of Paul Craig, who's ranked, just fucking retired Shogun, right? But I think Alonzo Minifield gets this done. I know he's coming off a really bad knockout loss. I think Minifield, he fights at a really, really good camp with them boys in Fortis MMA. I know they've taken some L's this year. I think the L's are gonna stop this year. I'm not a big fan of them, but at the end of the day, they're good. They're a good camp. I think the reach advantage is gonna help. The problem with OSP, he in that OSP, he was lost in there. He didn't know how to engage. So then he tried to kind of go crazy. I think in this one he's gonna have a better engagement and use his jab better and be able to set up shots. And I think he gets this done. I'm gonna go Alonzo Minifield by second round KO or TKO. That's probably what I'm gonna go. Next up, Jimmy Rivera versus Pedro Munoz, the rematch. I've talked about this fight a lot. I'm not gonna go too in depth with it. I gotta go with my boy Jimmy Rivera. I told you guys, I think it was at UFC 256 on that video, how I felt about the matchup. If you want to hear me talk about the stats and the records and all that, you can watch that video. But basically, I saw the first fight, and I'm one of these guys that, I usually go with the guy that won the first fight to win the rematch. I don't think Pedro's going to change a lot. Pedro is coming off a 2-fight losing streak. He is 34. He is near the last few years of his prime. So he might really try to make a run for this. A lot of people think Jimmy Rivera is degraded. They think, and this or that. But the guy's 31. His losses to Jan, Marlon, and Aljo. Jan and Aljo are about to fight for the title. When he lost to Marlon, I say it again, that's when Marlon had a chin and was a fucking killer. Marlon was scary, bro. Like, if you ever watched Dragon Ball, and I don't want to make a big Dragon Ball reference, but if y'all remember, Krillin in Dragon Ball was a killer, right? In Dragon Ball Z, he was a bitch. Jimmy Rivera, right, fought Marlon, who is Krillin, right, in this example, when he was in that Dragon Ball killing mode. But when he went to, ever since Marlon lost his chin, he's been acting like Krillin on DBZ, acting like a bitch. So I don't think Jimmy Rivera has lost really anyone that bad. He's coming off a win over Cody Stamann. Looked amazing in there. Well, he didn't look amazing. He looked good. I think he's going to put on a really good performance. And I just think he's going to dance all over Pedro, man. And I think he's going to use his jab and just dictate this fight. I know some people felt like Pedro got robbed in the Frankie Edgar fight. I kind of don't care. Even though I agree he might have got robbed, I really don't care. That's my boy Frankie. Even though Frankie's, dead as we speak right now. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, I got to go Jimmy Rivera. That's my boy. So by decision. I think he gets it done. Next fight, another fight I've talked about. What's it called? Marion Reneau versus Macy Chiasson. I think that's how you say the girl name. Reneau is, how old is this? 43 fucking years old. She's a PE teacher, y'all. If you want to hear me talk about the stats, again, go check out my UFC 250. I think 250. UFC. I think UFC Vegas 18 predictions. She's a PE teacher. I don't know what she's doing. Her best one is against Sarah McMahon. She's 9-6, and she has a draw on her record. She looked like dog shit against Raquel Pennington. Nothing against her. She's on a 3-fight losing skid. Chyson's a finisher. I like that about her. I like that a lot about her. I think she gets this done. I think Reneau's going to go for takedowns. I think she's going to stuff it. Ground and pound finish, 3rd round. And that's what I'm going with. And she fights at a Fortis MMA. Fortis MMA is a good gym. I know that, again, I've said it before. Diego Ferreira and Jeff Neal just got sunned in their last fights. But The gym is still good, though. I will say that. Now some really interesting fights. These ones are... Ooh, I don't know, man. These ones are interesting. Dustin Jacoby versus Maxim Grishin, man. I love this fight, man. I love it. Jacoby comes in 13-5, fights at Illinois, age 32, height 6'3", and reaches 78. Maximum's 31-8-2, fights out of Russia, age 36, which is interesting. Height 6'3", and reaches 76. So Jacoby does have the reach advantage. In terms of recent win, Jacoby is coming off a win over Justin Ledet, and his most recent loss was to John Slaughter, who is basically, in my humble opinion, the number one contender for the middleweight belt in Bellator. So that's not a bad loss, and that was 6 years ago, right? On the other hand, Grishin, he's coming off a win over Magomed Ankalaev. I think that's how you say the guy's name. That guy's been getting smacked around by Ian Cutelaba, Paul Craig. As much as like Grishin, that's not the best win. And he's also coming off a loss to Marcin Tybura, who's a ranked heavyweight, and he went up in weight. He shouldn't have fought that guy. And he does have a draw to Jordan Johnson. Tapology is going 63% on Grishin, and I like Grishin, but like I don't see it that way. Even though it's a close fight, but Jacoby's a former, glory kickboxer, bro. Here's what I gotta say about if Grishin can get this on the ground, then he can maybe win this fight. But I don't think he's gonna do that. I really don't. I think he should, but I think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna get stopped. I don't want to see Grishin. You know what? My heart doesn't want to see Grishin get stopped. He could get stopped in this fight, but I'm going Jacoby by decision, man. This guy, this card could end up being great for me, or this could be horrible because I'm going with some. But probably for the next ones, I'm probably gonna try to go with some favorites. But next one up, awesome lightweight fight. Really good scrap here. Alex Hernandez versus Thiago Moisés. Oh my God. Hernandez is 12-3, fights at San Antonio, Texas, age 28, height 5'9", and reaches 72. Moisés is 14-4, fights out of Brazil. Well, he doesn't fight out of Brazil. He's fighting at American Top Team, which is in Florida. Age 25, height 5'9", and reaches 70.5. Both guys, they're trying to buy into that, top 15 spot in the lightweight rankings. Hernandez used to be there. He's been there before. But in terms of Hernandez, he's coming off a win over Chris Gutesmacher. I think that's Gutesmacher, or wherever how you say it. He knocked that dude the fuck out. And his most recent loss was to Drew Dober, who will be fighting Islam Makhachev. Not a really bad loss to have there. Thiago Moisés is on a 2-fight win streak, one over Bobby Green, which was controversial to some people. I didn't think so. And sadly, over Michael Johnson. His most recent loss was to Damir Ismagulov by decision. This is an interesting fight. Both guys are really, really young, 28 and 25. I don't think Thiago is that good. I don't really like the guy. I personally feel like he might have ended Michael Johnson's career. You could say Michael Johnson's career was over a while back, but that heel hook finish really sealed the deal for me. I was like, and I still picked him to beat Clay Guida, like with shame on me. But and I love Michael Johnson, man. That's my boy, and I just don't like how squirmy Thiago Moisés looked in that fight and how he squirmed to get that heel hook fin. I don't know. There's something squirmy about him. I'm not on the same boat where I felt like Bobby Green got robbed I think that was a really close fight. I did give it to Green because I picked him, but like I knew this was close. Like I could see somebody giving it to Moisés. Hernandez, another guy I've had my problems with. I did not like the way how he I don't want to say won against Beneil Dariush. Beneil goes for the handshake, he kicks it away and then knocks him the fuck out. I felt really, really bad for Beneil. But obviously, you see how things work out. Karma is real, y'all. It is real. And, you look at where Hernandez is, unranked, and Beneil is ranked and is, I think, on a 4 or 5 fight win streak. It's insane, He was trying to be super disrespectful to Beneil, and he got humbled. Cowboy fucking eviscerated him, and Dober just fucking sunned him. He put him in the corner and said, time out. If you saw that fight, he just... Yeah, bro, it was funny, bro, how he put him in the corner, bro. I was crying. But at the end of the day, I feel like he learned his lesson. I actually like the kid now. I've given him a second chance. I watched his interview with the Schmo, the podcast form, not the actual interview, and he seemed like a really nice kid, man. A guy that's trying to figure things out. And apparently, in his old gym in New York, they were sucking his dick and they were riding him, and they thought he was the GOAT. And it kind of got to his head a little bit. But now I think he's in a good spot, And those guys at Factory X Muay Thai, man, they're fucking legit. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Anthony Smith, but guys like Jonathan Martinez, just slick motherfuckers in there, man. Slick. They're so good. I love the way they, the way they strike. So I think, and he looked amazing against Chris. I will say that. He just took him out of there. And I was happy for Hernandez. So good win on him. I think Hernandez gets this done. I don't know how he gets this done, though. That's the thing. That's what I'm wondering. I'm going to just say a decision. Thiago's really tough. But if you guys disagree with me, and if I can see anyone in the comments give me a really good result for this fight, I might change it on Tapology. But I'm still sticking with Hernandez. But I don't know if he gets a finish in this one. Thiago's no punk. I don't like him, and I think he's a little squirmy. I don't like the way he moves around in there, but he's not a punk. I'll say that. He doesn't get finished easily. But yeah, I'm going Hernandez on that by decision. Next one up, Nikita Krylov versus Magomed Ankalaev. Man, I love this fight, y'all. I love it. I don't know why this is not the co-main event. Hopefully they change this up. This is obviously Tapology. But these are ranked light heavyweights up in this bitch. Let's look at where they're ranked. Magomed Ankalaev is number 11. Nikita Krylov is number 8. Krylov is 27-7. Is fighting at an American top team right now. Age 28, height 6'3", and reaches 77.5. Ankalaev is 14-1. Fights out of Russia. Age 28, height is 6'3", and reaches 75.0. Nikita Krylov is his most recent win was against Johnny Walker, which isn't that bad, and his most recent loss was to Glover Teixeira via split decision. Man, that fight was close. I rewatched that fight. That fight was close as fuck. I swear to y'all, that was close, man. I was surprised how close that one. I edged it for Glover a little bit, but like, man, you give extra 2 rounds, you don't know what could have happened. Ankalaev is coming off, a KO destruction of Ian Kutalaba, and he beat him twice. And also went over Dolce Lubui. His most recent loss was to Paul Craig via, I think, was it a triangle? I forgot. But this is a great fight. Magomed Ankalaev has been looking like the prospect, that he's, been hyped up to be. A lot of people are behind this guy. I don't know. Personally, I've picked against him quite a bit. I've never been too sold on him. I'm going to do it again. I'm going Nikita Krylov. I know it sounds crazy, but I am going Nikita Krylov. I think Krylov has fought really good competition. OSP. Yeah, he has lost to good competition, but think about the guys he's lost to in his last 5. Jan Blachowicz and Glover Teixeira. Both of those guys should be fighting for the light heavyweight strap. Instead, we got some freaking middleweight champion that likes to dye his hair pink taking the spot. So, it is what it is. But both of those guys should be fighting for the belt. He lost the champion and basically the number 1 contender. That's not bad losses to have. Yeah, he does have a loss to OSP, but he avenged it a while back. So I got to give the guy a lot of credit for it. He's a good wrestler, and I think he's going to make this fight dirty. I think he's going to go for takedowns. I think he's going to try to brawl a little bit with Ankalaev, and I think I don't know. I'm not too sold on him. Sorry for the interruption, but yeah, like I said, I'm not too sold on Ankalaev. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I need to see more out of the guy's game. But yeah, I think Krylov is going to take this by decision. I think I'm going by. I could see a split decision. Krylov is scrappy. He's not no punk. I don't think he gets knocked out on this one. He has a lot of experience too. So, going Krylov by decision. Next one up, Randy Brown versus Alex Oliveira, cowboy. This is a good fight. I like this fight a lot. Both guys are coming off losses. But yeah, Brown is 12-4, fights out of New York, age 30, height 6'3", and a reach of 78. Oliveira is 22-9, fights out of Brazil, age 33, height 5'11", and a reach of 76.5. Most recent loss for Brown was Vicente Luque, and his most recent win was Warlley Alves, which looks amazing now after what Warlley Alves just did to Laziz Manor. Gotta give him credit. But yeah, and then Alex Oliveira is coming off a loss to Shavkat Ramanov. I think that's how you say the guy's name, via guillotine. And his most recent one was against Peter Soboto, and I think he retired that guy, which is kind of funny. But you know, it's a hard one, man. Alex Oliveira is a tough guy. You know, with his job on the line, he does get it done, but his job isn't really on the line. I know he's coming off a loss, but he does this. He'll go on a 2-fight losing streak, and then he'll fight his ass off in that third fight. I think he's due for a loss in this one. Randy Brown is good. I think he's really, really good. He also has a win over Brian Barberena too. He does have that freakish loss to Nico Price, but I don't know, man. I do not know. I gotta go. I'm gonna go Randy Brown by decision. I'm gonna take Randy Brown by decision. I'm gonna take it there. I think Oliveira's due for a loss. And then next fight, Alexa Davis versus Sabina Mazo. Another. This is the co-main event. I'm not even gonna say that. Alexa Davis is 19-10, age 36, height 5'6", and a reach of 68. Mazo is 9-1. Age 23, height 5'7", and reaches 70. Alexa Davis is coming off a loss to Vivian Ajaro, Jennifer Maya, and Caitlin Chukadian, which isn't that bad, if I'm being honest. And her most recent one was to Liz Carmouche via split decision. Sabina Mazo is coming off a win over Justine Kish via rear naked choke. She had a really awesome head kick finish, I think. Or not head kick finish, but a head kick maneuver. I don't know what I was trying to say, but she looked good in there. Sabina Mazo has the reach advantage. I think Alexa Davis is going to have to try to take this to the ground with this girl. This girl is, she looks like she has a legitimate Muay Thai background. It looks like she, went to fucking Thailand and is Bangkok ready. She's young. She looks like a problem. I'm going to take her by decision. I think Alexa Davis is old, past her prime, and I'm not that excited to talk about the fight, so I'm sorry if I went a little too short. But, yeah, we get to the main event. I do have a breakdown on this, so if you want me here to talk about the stats, yeah, it is what it is. But Biggie Boy, Jairzinho Rozenstruik versus Ciryl Gane. I love this fight. I love this fight a lot. I love this guy, Ciryl Gane, man. He has been amazing to watch lately. He looks really, really good. Jairzinho Rozenstruik is a legitimate guy. Number 3 heavyweight in the world versus number 7. It is what it is. But there is a real possibility of, Ciryl Gane getting this W. And whoever wins, I feel like if Francis loses to Stipe, I think they do this fight, Ciryl Gane and Francis. Maybe after Usman and Jorge Masvidal do their tough show, they can do another one in Paris or whatever they want to do, because there's a lot of beef with those guys, the coaching and them being former sparring partners. But at the same time, even though we can all fantasize about that matchup, hey, Jairzinho Rozenstruik is in the way. I respect Rozenstruik. He got sunned by Ngannou, got put in the corner, and he when your pops tell you go in the corner, don't talk. That's how Ngannou did him. He did come back with a good victory over Junior Dos Santos. They both have victories over Junior Dos Santos, both in the second round via TKO, which is interesting. I'm gonna go Ciryl Gane. I think Ciryl Gane has the ability to grapple. I think the problem with Junior is that he decided to strike Rozenstruik. Rozenstruik is a legitimate, evil kickboxer in there. And I think Ciryl Gane has shown the ability to submit guys, to go for takedown. He does have a big reach advantage in this fight, and if they throw leather, I could see Ciryl Gane getting KO'd. But I'm gonna go Ciryl Gane by decision. I'm gonna take it. I wonder who. Actually, I want to see who Tapology is going with. Oh my God, that's crazy. 75% on Gane. Oh, I don't like that. I don't know about all that. I don't like it when everyone's going with somebody. Oh my God. All right. Well, I'm still gonna go Ciryl Gane by. I want to see 4th round submission. I'm gonna take that. I want to see him take it to the later rounds. Even though Jairzinho is really the only guy with 5-round experience. But I just want to see how Jairzinho does well with wrestling. And Ciryl Gane isn't necessarily a wrestler, but he showed some submission ability. So, yeah, it is what it is. I think that's my prediction. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see me go really in depth with this fight, go check out my breakdown on my YouTube channel. It will be coming out on Monday. So, keep your eyes out for that. Don't forget also to follow my Instagram, follow my Twitter. The links will be in the description. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, like, comment, and share. And let's get this eBay Fight Prediction Nation growing. Love y'all and goodbye.